the food pyramid upside down in an effort to help make Americans healthier. The new FDA guidelines call for more protein and whole foods and less sugar and processed foods. One of the goals of the new initiative is to reduce healthcare costs, as the U.S. has seen a sharp increase in obesity, type 2 diabetes, and other chronic diseases that cost taxpayers some $600 billion a year, according to the White House. Joining me now in this Sunday Morning Futures exclusive is Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy, Jr. Secretary Kennedy, great to see you this morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Maria, thanks for having me.
And I want to get your take on why now you decided to change the guidelines for diet and health. Walk us through those guidelines and what the impact will be.
Well, you know, Brooke Rollins and I were confirmed on the same day. Brooke, of course, is the USDA secretary. And we began working on this project at President Trump's directive. Back then, it's taken us almost a year. We assembled the best food scientists in the world from the greatest American universities. And they have been a quarter debating these issues, looking at the science, and we've come up with guidelines that are actually going to benefit American health. The prior guidelines were driven not by health interests, but by mercantile interests of the food industry, which had captured FDA. And it was that impulse that drove Fruit Loops to the top of the food pyramid. We've now flipped the food pyramid, and we are urging Americans to eat real food, eat whole foods, meats and healthy fats like dairy, fruits and vegetables and whole grains. And today, Mary, you know, we're spending $5 trillion annually on health. We spend 3 times per capita what European countries do. And we have the worst health outcomes, and it's mainly driven by food. About 40 cents in every taxpayer dollar now goes to food-induced chronic diseases. So the only way that we're going to lower healthcare costs in this country is by helping Americans to change their diet and eat healthy food, and this is the first major step.
You know, it seems so obvious, some of these things, Secretary, with all due respect. I mean, of course, we want to lessen sugar in our diets. Why did it take so long to make this an actual guideline of a policy? And how significant an impact will this have? Because it seems to me that if you're going to get ahead of disease, then you're going to live longer. You're going to have to spend less on your own health care, and it saves the government and taxpayers money. What is your vision in terms of the overall impact, and how long will it take to take impact?
I mean, I think the reason that it took so long is that we have not had a president previously that's been willing to stand up to these very, very powerful interests, the food producers, the soda industries, which had dictated the parameters of this program. And now we do. This will change the dietary culture in our country. The most immediate impact that we're going to see is with military meals, with federally subsidized programs like SNAP, like the tribal health programs, like Head Start, and many others. It's going to change the diet in those programs, in prisons, any place where the federal government, in school lunch programs. Any place where the government is involved in subsidizing food is now going to change, and that will change the markets. We have, you know, 78% of SNAP recipients, of food stamp recipients, end up on Medicaid. So we are paying for 10% of SNAP prior to when we got in here was going to soda drinks, which are poisoning people and giving them diabetes. 38% of American teens are now diabetic or pre-diabetic. That was essentially 0 when I was a kid. Now it's 1 out of every 3 kids who walks into a pediatrician office. And we can change that with diet. Most people, most type 2 diabetes can lose their diagnoses simply by changing diet. It's much more effective than pharmaceutical drugs or pharmaceutical interventions or medical interventions.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we're doing is Brooke Rollins is requiring that any facility, any store that accepts food stamps, we'll have to double the amount of whole food that is now available to recipients. So that will change the marketplace around the world, around the country. We're going to make sure that every American family, that affordable whole food is available to them at prices that they can afford.
Yeah. Secretary, this is so important. So many people are listening to you on every word, and I'm so happy to hear you say that this is going to trickle down into school cafeterias and into the lunch programs in school for our children. Are you getting blowback from any of the food companies, the makers of those sodas that you just talked about?
You know, I'm very gratified that the American Medical Association, the American Academy of Pediatrics has gotten behind the new food pyramid. We are encountering resistance, and we will continue to.
Yeah.
The American Heart Association has been a critic, but that's an association that takes hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars a year from processed food companies.
Wow.
And what we're trying to do is to get rid of those conflicts of interest so that Americans can get good health advice and can follow direction that is going to actually improve American health.
Secretary, we so appreciate your changes and your leadership, sir. Thank you. Secretary Kennedy joining us this morning.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.